Deuces Wild bitches.
Take number 2. We're shall
back,
see.
man. I don't know if anybody else has video or not. We shall see. Giuseppe Pepe Manuele says he's back.
He's back, and then Tommy Luke said he's still trying. JT's back. So let's see who else. Ryan's back. So
we got it. Joe said he's got us.
All right, there we go. Look at Tommy Luke. He came back and said yes. So everybody's back in the chat room.
So on that note, Thrill, you see the Deuces Wild t-shirts we're wearing. We've talked about this earlier. We'll bring it up again. We have Deuces Wild hats and Deuces Wild t-shirts. You went straight redneck on your hat.
Redneck.
Is that how you do it?
Not the skateboard flat frying pan thing.
You know what's funny? Biscuit wears this hat like you too, but he tilts it up and he's got the bangs hanging out.
That's even worse. Biscuit, tuck that shit up under there, dude. Get the shit out of your hair.
Bro, I've tried to tell him, and then I went back and I looked at a picture of me when I was like 12 years old, and I was doing the same shit. I'm like, what boy band taught me how to improperly wear my fucking hat that I thought that was cool?
Hey, look, and it was a boy band, some sort of way or another. You know, who knows?
And go back now. Look
at them idiots. Who knows? Back in the day.
Hey, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC. How about In Excess?
Oh, there's one for you.
What was your favorite band growing up, Thrill?
Oh God, I'm a rock and roller dude. I'm all into the AC/DC, Boston, Van Halen. I'm into all of that. So I'm a rock and roll. I'm a classic rocker.
Did you like Aerosmith?
Hell's Bells. Oh, and by the way, while we're talking about music, I've had so many people that have said, "Hey, what's your walk-up song?" And I go, "Dude, we didn't have that shit back in the day," you know. And they're like, "Well, what did you do?" I said, "I stood in the on-deck circle and I concentrated on the pitcher I had to face. I wasn't worried about the goddamn music that I was walking up to." So anyway, so that's first off. But second off, if I did have a walk-up song, because in college, Rafael Palmeiro and I were Thunder and Lightning. One year he was Thunder, and next year I was Lightning, all that bullshit, right? My walk-up song would have been AC/DC, You Have Been Thunderstruck.
That'd be badass, dude.
Oh, yeah. That would be pretty freaking good. And crank that shit up in the truck. That's freaking awesome.
So when we came out, the Savannah Bananas, like pregame, we would do this whole cool pregame warm-up thing where we had the boys firing the balls around in every direction. It looked really cool, right?
Yeah.
And then afterwards, we would do the kid that comes on the field and hits the home run and all the bananas cheer. And so
then
we do the banana baby. It was like you were sacrificing this little baby. It was really fucking weird, man. Like you hold it up and you're playing the Lion King music. It's whatever. Anyhow, so then we would finish it up where we would have a weigh-in. You'd have the party animal guy against the banana guy.
A weigh-in.
All the boys get hyped. And then you finished it off with, after the national anthem, Thunderstruck. And everyone would stand on the line. And I'm trying to see if I can get it.
And
we're
all Don't do the rockhead shit and freaking blow out Harry, dude.
Oh, it was fucking awesome, man. It was awesome. So, hey, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but I'm going to bring it up again just for the sake of all the people joining us live. And our live audience means a lot to us. The Giants fall 3-1 today to Detroit. Offense hasn't been clicking. Webb was terrific. Yeah. Another 10 strikeouts. Holy shit, man. I mean, he's going to go down as one of the better pitchers in the history of San Francisco Giants, in my humble opinion.
You know what? I mean, in this era, he features stuff that you don't see. He's not rearing back there and running it up there in 97, 98. He's throwing 92, 93. He's making a ball move. He's throwing changeups, throwing cutters, curveballs. He's throwing a little bit of everything, and he is flat out pitching, which is what happened in my generation. So every time I go to San Francisco, you know, I'm able to walk up to Logan, put my arm around him. I'm like, dude, you just keep doing what you're doing, man, because you're making some people look stupid because they're wanting that straight shit and they ain't getting the straight shit from you. And so, as far as you can talk about whoever we talked about. I'd take Otani in a heartbeat. I'd take Logan Webb in a heartbeat because I know what kind of competitor he is, and I know that he's making the ball move. And for the majority of the time, ball's going to be on the ground. The ball's going to be on the ground. Somebody around me is going to be chasing it. So there we go.
Are we missing baseball players? Like, is this an issue?
Yeah.
Is
Yes,
this an
I
epidemic?
had that discussion today. Yes.
I don't see him out there. I don't see a ton of them out there. I actually, as a matter of fact, Drew, it's so rare when I do see one that I latch onto him quickly.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it warms my
Yes.
heart.
Yes.
But right now, even in the youth game, I see a lot of look at me kids. I see a lot of kids trying to jump ship every single time they come to the bat. I see kids in the field that maybe I'm wrong on this. I'm starting to feel like maybe I'm the problem and maybe I'm looking at it differently. I want to see a full
Maybe I'm
send
the
up, dude.
problem.
I want to see kids diving all over the fucking field to make plays, no matter where you are. We did have our let them play center fielder, or at least he was playing center field in the city. Nate Jackson robbed a homer yesterday, and so I want to tell you this story because I'm actually really proud of it. So what happened was the night before we had a couple plays at the wall that were not made, and our left fielder, who's pretty new to the outfield, Leighton, he runs back and he hustles all the time. He runs back, he gets there, he's kind of there, and he just doesn't finish
He
it,
gets
right? He gets
tentative
there.
when he gets to the wall.
Bro, he got to the wall and he kind of froze because he didn't really know where the ball was. And then the ball drops and it hits the bottom of the fence. He could have caught the ball. And we had a couple other plays through the course of the weekend at the wall that weren't made. So on Monday, bracket play day, I took the outfielders, and for 20 minutes before the game, all I did was threw them balls at the wall. Line drives, fly balls to the left, to the right, fucking everywhere to get them comfortable at the wall. And then at the end of the game, we were up pretty big at this point. But dude hits a nuke to center field. And the kid I was telling you about, Nate, turns, goes, catches the ball simultaneously as he is flipping over the fence. It was fucking awesome, dude. Insane. So we can make ball players. Like, we're still human beings, and these athletes are just as good, if not obviously better at this point. They're bigger, they're faster, they're stronger. I think as a whole, I think their training regimens are fantastic. There's a lot of improvement in the athletes that play baseball, but the actual amount of baseball players, we don't have a lot of teams that practice, man. We have a lot of teams that just go out and play. And so there's shit like double cuts, leads, jumps, secondaries, all this stuff that I watch, moving with the fielders. It's not great.
So we take it for granted where we came from and the generation we were in. Brett Butler would lead off. Robbie Thompson would do whatever he did to get Brett Butler wherever he needed to go. Will Thurl came up, and Kevin Mitchell and Matt Williams. and then you got to the bottom of the order. All right. You come back around, and now we got Darren Lewis at the top of the lineup, trying to get him to be a leadoff dude. Hey, how to work pitches, how to get on base. You have to get on base for the big boys coming up behind you. Robbie Thompson's trying to help him out with that. Then get on for Will the Thrill, Matt Williams, Barry Bonds. All right. Now you look at, a guy like, perfect example is Wilson from Oakland. What's his first name?
Jack Wilson.
So Jack Wilson. So you look at Jack Wilson and you go, oh my God, and I'm looking at Jack Wilson and I go, I love the kid. Don't get me wrong, I love the kid, but every freaking team had one of them. Every team had one of them, and he set the table for everybody else.
Yeah, and that was the guy that Mr. Reliable, right? The guy that you knew was going to put the ball in play, make something happen.
Yep.
So,
when you see it in today's game, it like sticks out like a sore thumb, like, oh my God. And when you and I see it, it's like we legitimately really enjoy watching that guy play. But it was like every team had one of those guys. So where's the game gone, And so that's what you're talking about, kind of learn the game. And I'm glad that you took your outfielders out there and did that. The whole time, the previous regime had batting practice, infield, outfield practice. I never saw an outfielder on the major league level go to the wall. Not one time. As many times as I was in San Francisco, don't you think that if you're a major league outfielder and you want to learn your ballpark, you want to learn your fence, you are going to work on things exactly what you just talked about. I'm going to be running for a fly ball. I'm going to hit the track. As soon as I hit the track, I'm going to know how many steps I got to go before that wall's coming to me. All right? And you wonder why we have had so many outfielder injuries. Jung-Hoo Lee dislocated his shoulder. I couldn't even tell you how many times Austin Slater hit the wall. That me did. And so you need to work on these things. All right? Another thing. All right? Here's another one for you. The Levi sign in right field is wood. All right? When it hits wood, it goes straight down. Everything else out there is brick. When it hits the brick, it freaking ricochets. So you need to know that as an outfielder. I'm an infielder standing out there in right field, and I know it, but nobody goes and works on it. You need to work on that shit.
So every ballpark that I would go into in the major leagues, the first thing I would do is go out to the outfield and measure the steps on the warning track. Typically, it was 2.5. Some of the places were a little longer, so it was 3. Some, they were a little shorter, and it was 2. And basically, there were strides, too, right? Like, I would run. I'd get going at a good clip, like I would be running a game. The other thing, not all walls are created equal. So when you go to actually make contact with a wall, some are soft, it's easy to absorb, hey, no big deal. And then there's other ones, obviously, like Wrigley Field, that is a brick fucking wall with ivy.
Yeah.
So I knew I couldn't just boom into this thing because it was going to feel like a car wreck. So what I would do on every single wall, including Fenway, Yankee Stadium, Anaheim, I mean, the list goes on and on. Everywhere we went, is I would run up to the wall and I would work with the spin-off and be like, oh, okay, that's there. And I'm not hitting it hard. And then I do it from this side. And then after I would do that, I would take a ball and I'd go throw that ball into the left field corner if I were playing left field. But I also was somebody that could play left, right, or center. So then I'd go to center field, throw the ball off the wall in center field. And let's go back to Fenway for a second. It was the perfect example of why you need to do this. You're in left field. The ball hits the green monster, the top part of the green monster. It's going to come back to you. The ball hits the numbers that are on the out of town scoreboard, clank, clank, and it's just going to drop. So where I am, basically, that could mean a run right there. This is the shit I talk about to the kids with let them play, fighting for inches. Because my knowledge, knowing that this ball is going to come back at me or it's going to hit and then drop, is a difference between the guy scoring from first base or not on a double.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, all of these things fucking matter. And I almost feel like I'm in too deep sometimes because we could have a fantastic inning. For example, we did the other day to start off our game. We went back to back doubles and peace balls. Biscuit let off, double. Gianni, double. Frankie, double. Levi, double. I'm like, it couldn't start any better. Then we had a couple things happen, whatever. We ended up with 4 runs in the inning, but there was a pop-up for the third out, and our runners took off. Well, dude, they're running. It was like first and second, fly ball, short center field, and I had my runners like looking back at the ball. And I go, what the fuck are you looking at? There's nothing to look at. When there's 2 outs and a ball's hit, just run. I'll tell you where to go. And especially a ball that's that high in the air. Look, if you were on first, you know you're at least getting a third. You're on second. You damn well better not look at that ball. I mean, that can, like, let's say this thing falls and you're not running full speed, but they're just like this, like jogging. And I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, thrill, and I come in. After I lost my fucking mind, I'm like, we just scored 4 runs in the first inning, but I felt like we just lost the game.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I get it. Hey, look, all that stuff that you were just talking about, with the walls and the fences and all that, like I said before, it's a lost art. It's a lost art. You got to want to work on it. And it goes back to everything. I mean, everything. I mean, you and I talked about it when the previous regime was there. It was optional batting practice, and you would go out there and it'd be 3 or 4 guys hitting, and it's all rookies. It's like, wait a second, wait. Our veterans aren't that good yet. Y'all need to go out on the field and work at your fucking craft. All right? 240, 230 with 140, 150 strikeouts ain't cutting it. You need to go out on the field and work at your craft. So anyway, so that's where the game's changed. And, I'm old school. You're old school. We're really, really passionate about it. But when I'm around every day, I got to kind of bite my tongue because I can't go up to them and say, you're hitting 240, at the end of May, and I never hit 240 at the end of May. Ever. Never. One time. I mean, I was going into the All-Star break some years hitting 380.
Yeah, but
you just shake your head and you're like, don't you want to go out there and get better?
They want to.
I mean, come on, man.
Oh, I take that back. No, I'm with you. They want to get better. They don't have the right path to get better. They're not following the right path that will allow them to get better. For whatever reason along the way, there's been a lot of people who have infiltrated this game that has created these crazy bat angles and launch angles and all this other bullshit that is now hurting the game and is hurting these guys and not allowing them to be able to hit for fucking average. And don't tell me, oh, it's just everyone's throwing 100. Dude, Jacob Wilson doesn't give a fuck that everyone's throwing 100. Luis Ariz doesn't give a fuck that everyone's throwing 100.
Dude,
I can do it, no one else can.
I tell everybody the same thing. I'm like, you could stand from here to fucking microphone right here, all right, and tell me a fastball is coming. I'm gonna time that motherfucker up sooner or later, So don't give me that bullshit about the game's harder and more velocity. I watch the game. I watch the game like a hawk. All right, yeah. Yeah, they might be throwing a little bit harder. I mean, average across the board. But if you look at the number of mistakes that are made right now in the game as compared to when I played, they didn't fucking miss out over the plate. Nobody fucking missed out over the plate. They were fucking off the corners. All right. Now these motherfuckers miss right down the middle of fucking Broadway. And I go, the fucking blind man back in the day could have hit that motherfucker. So don't tell me all that bullshit. That's first off. Second off, I mean, dude, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. All right. When you hit a baseball, you're not looking at that bag. You're looking at the bag ahead. Okay. Fine. You might be able to make it. You might not be able to make it. The worst thing that I've been seeing, you and I talked about this a little while ago. This fucking infuriates me. You hit a fucking double. All right. Whack. I get a good pitch. I get a gapper. Yay. You pull into second base. You are not even at the second base bag, and you're turning around to the dugout going, whatever the fuck these motherfuckers are doing. It's like, hey, bitch, turn around. The ball's still in play. If they missed the cutoff, you need to get to the third base. And I fucking infuriates me. I swear to God, I want to jump through the TV sometimes and fucking smack somebody upside the face going, the play is not over. You can't celebrate until the umpire has the ball in his hands.
Thrill, I could not agree with you more. And what's becoming even a bigger issue is that's infiltrating the youth game. So I had to have a talk with our Let Them Play kids. And I'm like, look, you guys want to celebrate, you want to do whatever you want to do. Wait till the fucking play is over. Over.
When the play is over and the play is dead, all right, do your bullshit, whatever the fuck you're doing. Not while the play is still going on and the ball's behind you. Turn around and find the fucking ball. How about that one?
So the other day, the ball comes in, our kid hits a double. And the ball comes in, and the second baseman gets it. So the play had certainly slowed down. So our kid's standing on second base. Well, the ball was hit down the right field line, and the second baseman was pretty deep out there to get the ball. And then he throws this grenade to the fucking pitcher. And the pitcher's like this, and he barely catches it. And the whole time, our kid was still standing on second base. And I'm like, dude, it's called a secondary. You hit your double, you're there. Now we're a couple feet off the bag, and we're going to watch that throw come in. Secondaries. This is the type of shit that just doesn't happen. The fucking leads, terrible. I can't get enough of the fact that the fight for inches in this game today are not fucking there. And inches decide the goddamn fucking game. Fuck.
I love it. I fucking love it. Yay, big boy. Get after it. That's what I'm talking about. Here's a game of inches. You and I are pissed off about it. And instead, we're going to give the fucking participation trophy to the fucking commissioner, because he's going to make the bags bigger and make it not as much as a little, bang, bang play. But instead, making the bags bigger, make more bang, bang plays. So in turn, we have more appeals at first base. It's like, you just shake your head. It's like, Jesus Christ, where's the game gone?
I don't know, man. I still love this game, and I do think that there's a lot of good people around this game. I do think there's an element of innovation, and we do have to change and whatnot. But it's sloppy. That's
big time.
That's how I can put it.
Big time sloppy.
It's sloppy baseball.
Big time sloppy.
And I'm telling you, I'm really close to this next generation, right? You know,
Yeah.
it's having a 13-year-old
Yeah,
who's
no.
fucking in the
But
thick of the travel ball season.
not only from the LTP kids, but you traveling around the country and seeing some of these other kids on other teams, and hey, Merrick Byrnes, and all that kind of stuff. Dude, I get it. I get exactly what you're saying, but it's like we can't have a bunch of doofuses getting in this game and trying to figure it out. All right, look, and whatever you do, don't put this on a repeat and all that sort of stuff. But that's like Bryce Eldridge. I love Bryce to death, but he was so dominant as a pitcher because he's 6'7" in high school, and he played DH. He didn't even play a freaking position. Wait. Now you wanting to do this as a job, but you have not played a position. Seriously? Really? So now he gets into pro ball. Not even high school, not even college. Gets into pro ball, and we have to teach him everything. So I love Bryce to death. He's gonna be a major leaguer, but it's on the job training with him right now.
Yeah, but I don't, I'm not going to put that up. It's just whatever.
No, I mean that's between me and you. Put the other bullshit, the other rant that we just
Yeah,
had.
we'll certainly put their other rant up, and that's not even a knock on Bryce. It's just
No, it's not a knock on Bryce at all. And
not,
that's where I was going with this. It's not a knock on Bryce. It's where the fucking sport's going. It's like, come on, dude. Seriously?
it's a knock Thrill. It's a knock on the system right now.
No, yeah.
And the system is showcase.
Yeah.
The system's not team oriented. And the beauty of it is that when we do face like a good team, we faced one the other day. The Auburn Aces. They're run by the scout, this guy Joe Graham. They're very well coached.
Yeah.
And they took really good leads and they took good secondaries. They did all the shit that I try to hammer home to all of our LTP boys. And when you see that, it's such a rarity that you're like, yo, man, like that's the norm. That should not be the rarity. And it's the one thing that gives me confidence when we're playing well, a top national team, when we go to face the other top national teams, I feel like we're going to out-baseball them. I feel like we have the ability to fight for those inches, and we'll fight for that last half inch better than you're going to. Maybe we don't have the talent, and maybe our talent's going to, we'll come up short, but at least I'll do everything I can to put those boys in a position to succeed. But, overall, I need kids. I had 2 kids. I need someone to play first base. And I'm like, yo, Frankie, you play first base? Not, coach. Seabass, you play first base? Not, coach. I go, hey, Frankie, hey, Seabass, can you catch the fucking ball? Like, of course, coach. I said, okay, you're a first baseman now. Go out there. And that's what I needed. And you know what's funny? I took my own kid, put him at first base. I'm like, I need you. Biscuit was playing the third, catcher, second, first, left. I put him everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. He plays shortstop, no problem. No, but like he can play every fucking position. But back in the day, I don't know. I mean, you were left-handed, so it was a little different. But like for me, I played everywhere. I was a catcher in high school.
Everybody growing up, with the exception of left-handers, all right, they can play all over the field. Yeah, I mean, catching's a little tough, I mean, you got to kind of want to do that, but like all right-handers can play shortstop, second, third, everywhere, so I totally get it.
All right.
But I mean, it's just, I mean, and you even said it, I mean, and it's the truth. I mean, the game's gotten sloppy, and on top of that, you got too many people that think that they know what they're doing, coaching, that don't know shit. And I just shake my head, I really shake my head. I had a kid from LSU, all right? This was maybe 5 years ago. I had worked with him hitting, and he had a real nice career at LSU. Didn't make it into pro ball, but he had a nice career. Wound up winning a national championship. Um, he decided to go into teaching hitting and stuff like that, and he had certain little kids that he was working with. He said, "Hey, this is a little bit bigger kid." The kid was, I don't know, 13, 14, right up in there. He said, "Could you please come take a look at him and tell me what you think?" I said, "Sure, no problem. I'll come over there." And so I've never seen this kid before. He shows up with his dad, and I said, okay. I said, can you do me a favor? Can you take a few swings off the tee? I just need to see you take a swing, And so put a ball up there. He takes a swing. The dad says, well, he dropped his shoulder right there, and he did this and he did that, right? I put another ball up there. He takes another swing. The dad said something else. The third ball, he takes a swing. Dad said something else. I go, all right, that's enough. And he looked at me. I go, you need to get the fuck out of here. And he what? I go, you're the fucking problem. It's not the kid. You're the fucking problem. I said, I'm a fucking pro. I do this for a living. I said, that would be like whatever the fuck you do for a living, me coming into your office and telling you what to do. I said, get the fuck out of here. Let me work with your kid. And he was like, like that. And I was like, yeah, either go stand in the batting cage and never let me hear another word from you, or let me work with your kid. One or the other. After that, everything's all copacetic. But that's kind of what's wrong with the society today.
Yeah. I mean, you'll deal with some parents. It's funny because I try to get the dynamic of parents, and I tell our kids' parents, and I tell our kids, I go, look, I want to treat you guys like how I treat my own kid, right? So I don't want people will say say the coaches. A lot of times, the coach will be harder on his kid than he
Yeah.
is
Oh, yeah. Without a shadow of a doubt.
the rest of the team, right? Because he's trying to
Yeah.
prove a point.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I'm like,
you're gonna lead by example. If I can be hard on him, I can be hard on you. Yeah, that kind of thing.
oh, and that's what they want to do. I disagree with that. I'm going to be, and I had to really work really hard at this, and I've gotten really good at it. I think I want to be just as hard on the other players as I am on my own kid, and I want to be empathetic when I get on my own kid and understand I want to treat him like I would be treating one of the other players that wasn't my kid. And so there's this healthy balance right there. It's hard though, because there's a lot of emotions involved in every aspect. But since I've done that, dude, I'll jump kids' asses. I will now, and especially 13. This is different. And I'll let them know what they've done right, and I'll let them know what they've done wrong. But as long as I'm giving them the hug and letting them know what, when they did right,
Yeah.
I feel like I have the right to tell them what they did wrong, and it might include a couple f bombs and
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So,
it's not at them, but it's just like
right.
you fucking do this.
So here you are. Okay, so here you are. All right, and I'm looking at some of the guys in the chat. I'm gonna comment on some stuff here. So here you are, you working with LTP kids, 12, 13, 14, right? All right. I'm working with pros that this is their livelihood now. This is they're trying to make it to the major leagues. You don't make it to the major leagues, you go get a job fucking somewhere. All right. And so my job as an instructor, my job as a teammate, all right, was I need to say something. If I don't say something and he fucks us up again, we're going to lose this ball game. All right. I am not going to let him fuck it up again and lose this ball game. So I'm going to get in his face right here and right now. Okay. Boom. A lot of people had problems with that. Other people were like, they come up and hug you. Thank you. Thank you. I needed to hear that. Nobody's told me that before. It's like, hey, dude, we're on the same page here. Okay. So now you fast forward, and I am now an instructor, and exactly what you just said. There's a lot of kids, you need to grab around the shoulders. Hey, come here. I need to talk to you. And just reel them in. And then there's other kids where you need to go, hey, dude, you are really screwing up your career right now. I'm trying to be nice to you, but here in a minute, if you don't fucking make an adjustment, I'm going to be about this far up your fucking ass and you're going to hate me. All right? Because I'm not here to lose. I'm here to fucking win. All right? If you don't get it and we don't win at the major league level when you're a fucking big leaguer. So fuck you. All right? You need to learn this right now. And that's where you and we're the same guy. We're the same guy. We are just two different versions apart. You're having to work with 12, 13-year-old kids, and I'm having to work with guys that this is their career. This is the choice that they made, and they either need to make it and, help the San Francisco Giants, or I'm sorry to say it, because we're getting ready to have another draft coming up. But if you don't make it, get the fuck out, because the next guy's coming.
Next guy's coming, man.
Next guy's coming.
And I don't, I'm much different, right? I mean, that's
no, I get it. But it's the fact that you and the scout that you were talking about. I mean, just hearing it out of your voice, it's the fact that you two guys are so passionate about it, and you're teaching the kids the right way. And then you get the flip side of things, where I get these kids come into pro ball and they don't know basic fundamental baseball shit, and I'm like, where the hell did they freaking find this kid? He's got talent, don't get me wrong, but he has no fucking earthly idea what goes on in a baseball game.
Yeah. Well, the kids got to watch the game. And that's another thing I've been on lately. Just they can't miss a pitch. And I need them into every pitch.
All right, here's one for you. And you and I have talked about this. Probably everybody in the chat room has heard this before from me, okay? The San Francisco Giants major league team every day after batting practice has a meeting in the batting cage with all of the hitters, and they go over the pitchers that are thrown that day, the starting pitcher, and then they go over all the relievers. Blah, 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 every day. All right. They make a pitching change. Here comes the first reliever. First thing a guy does, he walks over to the dugout and he goes up to Pat Burrell and he's like, what's this guy got? Whoa, 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 whoa. Time out here. We just went over this shit an hour and a half ago. You don't remember this? First off. And then second off, hey, turn your fucking ass around, because he's getting ready to throw 8 warm-up pitches. He's going to show you what he's got instead of fucking standing over here looking at some fucking laptop. All right? That's where this game has gone, from observation to fucking metrics and all that sort of shit. If I'd have been looking at a fucking iPad, I would have never seen Greg Maddux say fastball in and fucking jumped his ass.
So true, man. It's so fucking
Boom.
true. I used to go out there, Thrill, and rush out there, whether I was the next hitter up or not. And as soon as that guy took the mound for his 8 warm-up pitches, I was right here.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love it. I love it when I see that shit. I love it. I'm like, oh, God, he's freaking timing him up. Yeah. All right. Fucking old school. Here's another thing. What people ask me this every now and then, not all the time, but, hardcore people. They'll ask me, what'd you do in the on-deck circle? As soon as I came out the dugout, I went to the on-deck circle. I grabbed the weights. I swung them around however the fuck I swung them around. I got loose, and then I stood there, and I watched Robbie Thompson take his at-bat. And they go, why weren't you getting loose and all that? I said, first off, I'm loose because I've already taken – but you guys don't even know this. I've already taken 250 fucking swings that day. I'm fucking ready to go. All right. After I get fucking loose in the on-deck circle, I'm standing there watching Robbie Thompson. I'm doing exactly what you're doing. I'm either standing there going, oh, shit. Oh, he sped up a little bit on that one. Or I'm just standing there going, all right, he's going to the outside part plate. Nah, he's going to throw a lot of breaking balls. That kind of shit. I'm watching the guy in front of me. I'm observing. I'm not turning around, looking in the stands. I don't need to see some iPad with what his velocity is. I don't need to see all that bullshit. I'm fucking getting ready to be a hitter. I'm getting ready to compete. And I mean compete. I'm ready to stick my freaking nose in the middle of it and get the fuck after it. You're going to get me out, and you're going to get me out a lot. You're going to get me out 7 out of 10 times, but you're going to earn this shit getting me out.
So, Thrill, I recently saw an interview. I believe it was with Todd Helton. And they were asking him about the Hall of Fame, all this stuff. And basically, he said he received it. I hopefully I'm not fucking this up. I really hope it was Helton. But basically, when he went to the plate, he would just go out there when he was up and coming, in the system, and he would look just for release point, whatever. And it was another Hall of Famer that gave him some advice, and he's like, "Yo, if I'm pretty sure it was Tony Gwynn." So I want to tell this story correctly. So I believe it was Tony Gwynn talking to Todd Helton, and he said, "What do you look at when the pitcher's about to release the ball?" He goes, "Well, I just kind of look in the general vicinity of where I think the release point's going to be." He goes, "Okay, cool." He goes, "Have you ever tried looking at the hat?" And he goes, No, I just haven't. And he goes,
Tony and I talked about that. All right, go ahead.
He goes, "Give it a shot." So he went hat to hand. And so you basically go from hard focus to hard focus as opposed to soft focus to hard focus. Now, I know people who have done both and had success both ways. I've had success both ways. I started just looking in the general vicinity. I heard the hat to hand thing, and then I did that for the rest of my career.
Do you know why?
What
Do
did
you know why?
Why?
All right. So the general philosophy was, all right, if I'm left-handed, all right, this is my left shoulder. We're doing it backwards because of TV. All right. If you're looking here, you're just kind of looking into space, right? And you're not like focusing in on anything. And your vision gets a little bit blurry. Okay. If you all of a sudden go, hey, I'm gonna focus on his hat, and then the ball's gonna come out of right here, you go a hard focus, like you said, a hard focus. I'm focusing in on something I know is right there, and then I come out. Wait, there we go. I come out here, and the fucking ball comes out, and you're like, I got it. I got it. And so it's hard focus to hard focus instead of a big fucking blurb to try to get to a hard focus.
Did you do it?
I did it. Tony and I talked about it way before Todd Helton and I talked about it. All right. Todd came in after me. Tony and I had talked about it a lot earlier.
That's so good, man. And what's crazy is I didn't implement that until I got to the big leagues.
So here's another one for you. All right. So, I mean, that you would go over these scouting reports, you'd sit there and people were going, this guy's got a great knuckle curve. And I go, oh, really? And they're like, yeah. I go, okay, thanks. And they're like, why'd you say thanks? And I go, well, if he fucking throws a knuckle curve when he comes through, he's got his fucking knuckle on top of the ball. I can see that shit. And they're like, oh, we didn't know that. Yeah. And then those guys that throw the circle change where they bury the ball back in there and they'd come through and their freaking fingers would come off of it like that. It's like, oh, change up, And so made your job easier.
Trevor Hoffman, bro. I could see his fingers off of the fucking ball, but I still couldn't hit it.
His shit was so good. He was in a different level. So anyway.
Have you ever seen Bugs Bunny pitch?
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yep, it's unbelievable.
Oh, all right, dude. I got only a couple more minutes here because I have tri-tip.
Tri-tip. Oh!
Yeah,
Big Mikey's right up your alley right there. Little right tip of action.
yeah, it's Callie's 15th birthday, so let's give a little love to Sister Small
Oh,
Fry.
Callie. I can't believe you came on the show, spent this much time on the show with Callie. You should have been with Callie earlier.
Yeah, it's okay. Her birthday was the other day, but I was coaching a baseball
Yeah,
tournament.
Callie, you deserve your tri-tip. I know Daddy's gonna do you proud.
Yeah,
Mom's not
she's
cooking,
a
right?
wildfire.
She's not there tonight.
No, she's there. She's got to pick Biscuit up from baseball practice.
No, okay. All right.
I have.
Hey, tell her once again, thanks for the swag. Swag was very well appreciated.
Yeah, dude, this is cool shit. I'll say this. I'm gonna push it off to next week, and I want to do a full promo where we could get a bunch of people on here. So I don't know, it's like a half a dozen shirts and hats over here that we are going to give out on the show. So we have our regulars. I kind of want to make it real easy for them to fucking get it. I mean, it's just they're our people, right? So they deserve this first. So then we'll do one. We'll give out at least two next week, and we could go hats to some people, and we go shirts to the others, and then we'll do one big giveaway on social media. But good to have you back, man. Are you gonna be you gonna be back?
Glad to be back. Oh, and let me run this one by you real quick because we had talked about guys knowing their job and all that, and I'm gonna rush this one through real quick.
Go ahead, yeah.
But Trey Clark sent me this one. I had to print it out. I had to print it out for everybody. It is the fact that we even talked about it. I mean, we talked about it on this show. It was get in there, bury your face in there, and grind and freaking work your ass off every at bat to get on for your teammates, or to let your teammates see more pitches or whatever. And then Trey Clark sent me this one the other day, and I had to share this with you. This is Ailey De La Cruz is getting ready to pass Tony Gwynn in strikeouts. Tony Gwynn played 20 years and struck out 434 times. Ailey De La Cruz has played 2 years and already has that many strikeouts. That's where the game has gone.
Yeah.
How can you have that many tools as De La Cruz and never get on base? And I didn't even know this. I didn't even know this. When I saw this stat, I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. And so I freaking pulled his stats up. All of those tools that man has, and he led the National League in strikeouts last year, which is atrocious.
Well, it's atrocious only because he's so skilled that you gotta believe somebody could teach him not to strike out, right?
You think? Hey, we talked about it. You freaking take your hand. Let's say the microphone is the ball. You take your hand to the ball, and the barrel of the bat comes right behind it. That's all you gotta do. And guess what? Your freaking contact rate is gonna go up. How can that be fucking that hard to follow?
Ellie De La Cruz today, by the way, hit 2 home runs.
I don't even care about that.
Yeah, I know you don't. Well, you know why? He's hitting 256 with a 774 OPS. This is a superstar, man. He should have nothing less than a fucking 900 OPS. He should be hitting 300. He's too talented.
Yeah, he's too talented and runs as good as he does. All you need to do is put the ball in play. Put the ball in play. Just put it in play. Yeah. You're a 300 hitter.
Yeah. Easy. He's fun to watch, but you're right. Like, I could do without the strikeouts.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, bro. Well, hey, have a fantastic week. Hopefully we'll see you on here next week.
We will be on next week. In the meantime, everybody in the chat room, God, you guys were on fire tonight. Nice job. Sorry we couldn't get to a lot of questions and stuff that y'all had, but man, a lot of fun. Big Mike, do not show me your titties no more. That's definitely number one. Hopefully, we don't have no issues with the connections next week. I know we had a little hitch in the giddy up. We had to start all over again, but thank y'all for getting back on with us.
Hey, Big Mike, next week you need to come back on.
Don't,
I think
don't,
that we need to see those titties.
don't. No,
Oh yeah,
no. I
Thrill.
am mixing that one out. I'll freaking sign off before I see that shit again.
Hey, he says they're almost pecs now. He's got a good point.
Oh God, yeah,
Shredded, dude.
because he's freaking lifting. Hey, Linda, don't let him get away with that shit. That's bullshit, Linda. Just fucking keep him under wraps, will you?
Hey, a quick shout out, by the way. Official shout out, because I've never brought this up, Thrill, to our boy Giuseppe Pepe Manueli, who went through a long health battle and
Oh,
came
really?
out of it completely fucking clean. This has been several months. He's been hanging in there. I know he's on the night. Dude, it almost brings like a lump in my throat and tears in my eyes, but proud of you, man. This has been a fucking adventure. I knew you were gonna beat this, and he did, and it was thrill. It was pretty cool, man.
Hey, Jose Pepe Manuele. If I'd have known you on this journey, I'd have tried to join it with you, but you guys evidently you and EB kept it close to the vest. But know that deep down inside, you have a big fan in the thrill in EB.
That's awesome, Thrill. All right, man. Yeah, Pepe, we love you, dude. We'll Thrill, you and I back on next week, and we're
We are
handing
back
out
on next week.
here.
All of you guys come back on next week. And Anthony, if you ask me one more question about that fucking bat, I'm gonna jump through the computer and hit you.
What bat? We can't leave now.
He supposedly got a bat from one of my hunting buddies back in the day, and he wants to know if I remember that bat. I'm like, Jesus Christ Almighty, really?
The
Over the course
specific
of a
one, Eddie.
17-year career, I got to remember one fucking bat. Anthony, come on, Jesus Christ, dude.
Anthony, come back next week, man.
That's right. Give it a rest so that next week I can wear your ass out.
Let's come on the show. Maybe win a DEUCES WILD shirt.
Hey, you know what? For all of us here tonight at DEUCES WILD with our new swag on,
See ya!